Hey, this is the Daily Overpass. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today let's ask the question, should you work on a successful project even if you're not interested in it? Okay, so today I want to answer a question that came in on yesterday's video from Spencer Depas. Spencer's been a long-time contributor to this channel and I really appreciate it. And Spencer, dude, I've been seeing your name everywhere lately. I think we're in the same Facebook groups and watch the same YouTube channels and anything. In fact, a lot of you guys, I see your names all over the place lately. So Spencer asks, what are your thoughts on this? Making an app you think will be financially successful, but you're not that interested in. I have two minds about this. First of all, I think it's totally fine. I mean, I have no trouble with it. I mean, years ago, I read this book called The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley, and it talked about how a lot of times people, we have this conception of millionaires as having these giant mansions, but sometimes it's just the people next door. And he said people who were running businesses that were not sexy, like waste disposal and things like that. They were finding niches in the market that not everybody was flooding into. And I really like the idea of that. And if I saw a market niche that I thought we could capitalize on, I would do that regardless of whether or not my heart was in it. But what I don't like is the idea of people getting into something because they think that's where all the money is. So like, there's been a few times where we've been contacted by prospects who want to do a social media app, right? But when I start asking them about it, it's not like they know, it's not like they're really into social media. It's more like they see, hey, social media apps are big, we should do a social media app. For some reason, and I don't understand why, people like social media, so we should do a social media app. Not like someone says, hey, I'm totally into social media, I like this and about this, I like this, but they see that as a market opportunity. And the thing is, everybody sees that same opportunity, so everybody jumps into it on the same time. I think about the Flappy Birds thing all the time. When Flappy Birds came out, everybody saw this super simple game to make, and then everybody had a Flappy Birds idea. And I got caught, I mean, my phone rang off the hook on people saying, I've got this idea. It's like Flappy Birds. And then the Uber thing too, it's like, people see that and they think it's gonna be so simple to do, and they see that as something that won't fail, right? And what I see is everybody thinks the same thing. But if you see like a niche and an opportunity, like so let's say, to give you an example, a lot of the client work we get lately is construction companies. I have no idea why, right? I'm not the construction company guy, I'm not a brawny guy, yeah, we could do that. Like the kind of guy I would think would do it, right? But it's good, it's like a niche, so we started to market into that kind of area, right? Because I think, hey, actually there's an unserved market here. So if you see an unserved market that you think would be financially viable, I think you could go in there and learn how it works. I mean, Ray Kroc, who took over McDonald's, he wasn't like just really loved hamburgers. No, he saw an opportunity and he went in there and he capitalized on it, right? A lot of people, the ideal is that you do something that you love and it happens to meet with the market need at the same time, but that's not always gonna happen. So sometimes I think if you just look for a market need and then you fulfill it, and because if it test it out, right? This is what the minimum viable product's all about. Put something out there and see if it works, because then, dude, if it's working, you can become an expert on that. But it's like knowing the pains and the concerns of your users is important. So like if you can't be one of those users, then you can't do that. Like if you think I just don't agree with this topic. Like I couldn't do a porn website. And I've talked to people before. We used to talk with other developers and investment banks that if you got hired to do like work on a porn website, would you? And we're talking about, I don't know. It'd be kind of, because we just assumed it'd be like a sleazy place. But for all we know, it could be these big like nice buildings and everything. And we always wondered what that kind of job was like. And I've never met like a porn website developer, but but that would be something that I don't think I could do because I'm just not into it. It was like a thing. But if there was something else, like I've worked for publishers, I've worked for investment banks, right, where I don't have any trouble doing it. I'm not totally in love with the idea, but I see that there's an unserved market that could be served. So that's just my thoughts on it. And I mean, just my opinion, Spencer, but I would like to ask everybody else, how would you answer that question? What do you think? Do you think you should be doing something that you love, or do you think if you see an opportunity that you know will be financially successful, should you just spring on it, just jump on it? And if you think it's gonna be financially successful and everybody else thinks the same thing, then you have to make sure that it's underserved. Like not everybody else is doing the same thing at the same time. So anyway, those are my thoughts for today. That's it for today. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.